Okay, so it is really easy to make a house in SketchUp with just a basic model. Typically, I like to tell my students to go find a picture, and that will help them model it. So I have them save a picture to the computer because usually they go find a picture and then they have no clue where they saved it. So I'm gonna make this, and again, it is very easy to make these if you start simple. So I'm gonna start with a basic rectangle. And then I'm going to add these two side pieces here. So let's go, let's see here. Doesn't look like it's quite flush, but again, it doesn't have to be perfect. It can be really whatever you want it to be. So it doesn't have to be exact. There we go. And if I want this even, let's see here. All right, I'm just going to copy it. It might be a little easier than using that. So let's just go ahead, take my move tool, and I'm going to just copy that over. That's a little bit easier. Okay, so from there, I'm going to go ahead and push-pull these up. And then that is the front of my house, okay? All right, let's go ahead. It looks like there's a slight little overhang running around it, so well, that's fun. Deleted the bottom. All right, it's an easy fix. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of these lines, and I am going to use push-pull and the offset tool. I love using offset because it works for everything. Let's do this, that. All right, let's draw that line back. Yeah, it makes it really easy with offset to make simple models look much more complex. Okay. And most of the time when I make this stuff, I really just eyeball it. I mean, yes, I could do this specifically and like are precise with measurements, but you know, I just tell my classes at least just when they're looking at this to make sure that they just kind of are aware of the measurements down here so that they're not making it thousands upon thousands of feet. All right, so offset, I'm just gonna offset it a little bit and then push pull this up. Ooh, that's not what I wanted. All right, well, there's other ways to do this. All right, let's try this again. Let's draw this back. Maybe we'll just draw a line around the top and do that instead. About that, my dog is barking. If you could hear him barking, he's barking at another dog that is outside right now. Okay, so let's do it this way and get that little overhang. Now with push-pull, if you double-click, it will keep the same distance so you can make it exactly even. And I'll probably go in there later and clean up these lines. Let's again use offset. Actually, let's go ahead. I'm going to build this roof. Let's go this way. All right. All right, so we have something like that. I'm going to clean up those lines, and it's looking fairly similar to that. Close enough anyway. Okay, I am going to use the tape measure for this part so that I can get both of my sides here even. Go to this side. And, whoops, I'm just going to push-pull this. I'm going to make the push-pull on this a little smaller because this part of it's a little smaller. It doesn't need to be as big as the main roof right there. All right. So that right there is a foundation for a colonial house. Now, if you're looking at the picture, there's obviously all kinds of little details I could add here if I wanted to. So this would be a pretty easy add right there on the front. Let's see what that looks like. All right, draw. Let's do this. That's a little high. Let's make that 5 feet. All right, so that's fairly centered. Should be anyway. Then let's go. I should have left that line. Okay. Let's see. Well, they have like a little arc on it. Take that. Whoops. And I'm sure they have. Yeah, they got little columns there. I mean, I'll make them pretty detailed. Let's go here. Let's use offset. And that did not want to do it. Typically with offset, once you offset something, if you double click, it will like do the previous offset. But I always have issues with that tool and it randomly, like it'll randomly select things. All right, let's try this one more time. And then the pillars. Well, they've got a few in the back too. I think I'm just going to put 2 right here. All right, go to my circle tool. Let's draw 2 circles. And then I am going to go ahead. This looks pretty uneven. I'm going to copy these over to the other side. Select, take my move tool, hit control and slide those over. All right, so now I'm going to push pull these, and I'd like, again, push pull. I can kind of take these and push pull it and snap it to a surface to make them all even. Zoom in. Okay, so that's kind of like the front of the house. I'm going to go ahead and pause this and then go ahead and finish this, but this right here is a foundation for a very, I started with very simple buildings and very simple shapes and started making more details with simply rectangle, circle, offset, and that's really all I've used. At this point, I'm probably not going to finish it, but as you can see, I drew a window and then I made a bunch of copies of it. I added just a simple rectangle to add the fencing so that it had that top part. If I was going to finish this, I would probably put these little parts of the house up top here, and I would probably add doors to the side here for people to get out. But again, this was a very simple shape that I used. And I just started adding detail to it. So I don't, most of my students, their stuff does not look like this, but there are a few that really like blow my mind with what they can do. So hopefully this helps, and thank you for watching.